Okay. Hey everyone. Good evening. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Mass Effect Andromeda. How are you? How's it going? As you may know, or as you may have noticed, I've got another video slated to come out tomorrow. If you, as I've mentioned and as I've done before, if you'd like for it to come out early, because right now it's scheduled for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's in about 21 hours. Yeah, 21 hours. But if you'd like to see it early, you definitely can if you throw a donation down right down there at ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. For each dollar that you donate, for each dollar anybody donates, it gets 10 minutes early. So if you want to see it later tonight, if you want to see it earlier tomorrow, by all means, feel free to donate and you can get it out then. Otherwise, it is going to be up for everybody to see. It is a long one, I'll say. Almost 2 hours this time. But that is going to be out for everybody to see by 6 p.m. tomorrow. That one is on another one on Star Wars, again, on The Mandalorian. Oddly enough, that same episode, chapter 22, the Guns for Hire, the one with Jack Black and Lizzo, and oddly enough, it's the second video that I've done on that episode without really more than tangentially addressing in order to dismiss the issue of the celebrity cameos. In both, I do kind of talk a little bit about Christopher Lloyd's character, who is he's a very good, very serious actor, especially in with good sci-fi pedigrees. So I'm kind of disappointed by his. I'll say now here that I'm kind of disappointed by his role in that episode. That I think that role could have been really good and really interesting, and they got a really good and really interesting actor for it, albeit
PB's been looking for you.
An ancient one. Although I will say it fits the character of an old separatist. But that was potentially really interesting. There was a lot to his character that we didn't get because they cut it off with a joke that seems just woefully outdated, like at least 10 years out of date, with the whole Bo-Katan shooting him with the taser thing and saying politics, as if we don't want no politics in our Star Wars. What is this, like Plinkett review from 2008 or something? I don't know, man. Honestly, the lack of politics has been a lot of what's missing from. I mean, it was a lot of what was missing from the sequel trilogy. I'll say that at least. They've been rectifying that a bit. Not all in good ways, because I do think that portrayal of the New Republic in The Mandalorian, particularly, has been very bad. But whatever. See how it goes. We'll see how things go moving forward, because again, I think that there is a possibility that the ship will be righted, but I doubt that it'll happen with current writers and current managers. Put it that way. Anyway, so if you recall from last time here, we were helping out another couple of squad mates. We did PB's loyalty mission, and she's insane. And then we did Jal's loyalty mission, and he gets shot in the face, but only a little bit. So this is from Aksul, who we decided not to kill. To hate blindly is as dangerous as to trust blindly, an old Angaran proverb. One of the many I've forgotten somewhere along the way. This is not an apology. I don't know if I'll ever be able to look upon an alien, and not feel hatred. But what I did to Jal was wrong, so I must try. So, yeah, I think that actually that's a really good proverb. That's a good expression. To hate blindly is just as foolish as to trust blindly. Really good. Let's see what PB's up to.
Hey, PB.
Hold that thought. Sit tight. I'll be right back. Hello. Don't worry. I'm not springing anything terrible on you. Actually, you be the judge.
Yeah.
You and your team are like a fungus, you know? You look and smell funny and you grow in the weirdest places. And somehow, you found root in my... Oh, it's so corny to say. In my heart. Ugh. I'm recording this so when I get antsy, and believe me, I will, just sit my ass down and play it. shut up PB free card. Now, if there's anything you'd like to preserve for posterity, say it at the beep. Oh, and then join me in the meeting room? Beep.
Fungus works both ways, PB. So yeah, you're right. Pretty much sums it up.
So, the reason I wanted to
God,
talk
she's
to
12.
you all...
She's like 12.
Uh-oh. Did you mutiny and jettison, Ryder?
No such luck. He just showed up.
Never thought I'd see PB having trouble getting a word in.
Maybe I'm rubbing off on them. I just want to say, whether you all know it or not, I've had one foot out the door since I got here. And, well, that's gonna stop. I'm proud and happy to be part of this team. This family.
Did my mod start working? Is her face looking normal?
That's really it.
Okay.
About time you caught up, kid.
Yeah, you're one of us, whether you like it or not.
Well, great. So, my place is an utter mess. Who wants to help me clean it up?
Think I left the stove on.
I'm making ice.
It's an Ungotten holiday.
Reports don't file themselves.
Helping Liam make ice.
But...
Okay. That's legitimately pretty funny. I will say, like, okay, yes, PB is... God, she's... I'm actually curious to know, because I actually don't know if it's ever stated exactly how old she is. But she acts significantly younger, or at least more naive, more maybe childish than Liara did. But that's probably because Liara was particularly mature for her age. She was only 110 or something at the beginning of Mass Effect 1. And she was already a professional and expert in her field. So, I mean, I don't have any salvage to sell. Oh, okay. Alright then, never mind. I thought I did. But yeah, that's, yeah, I am a little bit curious to know if Phoebe is older than Liara. Because I initially got the impression that she is a bit older, that she's, I don't know, mid 100s or something like that. She's still young, but not like barely out of adolescent kind of young. But acting like this, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, the
Seems
ship
like she might
manual's
be.
useful. That leg of my workbench needed propping up.
If you bothered reading it, you'd know that the Tempest is an orchestra of new tech. You can't just meddle with...
I got this ship launch ready in record time, Callow. I know my stuff.
And you don't have a shred of respect for other people's.
Callow.
Oh, Ryder.
You guys.
Sorry you had to hear that.
I've been forgetting my sort of tertiary crew.
We
Catch up,
might
see if
have a
they're up to
problem.
anything.
I was running some numbers, mass balances and such. The Tempest is carrying about 70 kilos of extra mass. I think something's aboard that doesn't belong.
70 kilos? Kind of a big chunk of mass.
70 kilos is enough mass for another person.
Our internal sensors aren't getting anything, but they're not as powerful as a Pathfinder's scanner. Can you take a look?
All right. I'll look around the ship and see what I can find.
I mean, I assume it's not another small alien critter. Because we already found one small alien critter. I actually forget what this is. I remember there being a thing about this, but I don't remember what it was. Alright, Sam, anything? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did I just hear a little squeaking noise? A squeaking little animal noise.
No extra mass in the bathroom. Phew. 70 kilos is a lot to flush away.
Yeah. I mean, extra water, that's a possibility if there had been just an error in calculation or something.
Everything here looks normal. No stowaways, no extra mass.
God, I'm hearing squeaking. I'm not crazy, right? I mean, it's a spaceship, so keeping track of weight down to the kilogram actually does make a good deal of sense. Liam, you didn't bring your car, did you? What's up with this? Huh. Got a weird little nook here. Yeah? What's that? What's that?
Got it. Suvi, that extra mass is behind the storage room bulkhead.
Behind it?
It looks like a construction mech welded right into the hull.
Scanning the parts has activated an audio log.
I think I know what that's about, Ryder. Come up to the bridge.
Okay, Callow. A little weird that this is the if this is what I think it is. Now I think I remember. It's a little weird that this is the first time this has come up, because we have been kind of out on adventures for some time.
Those parts you found welded in the storage room. I recognize them.
From where?
They belong to the ship's lead designer, Lucille Diawara. She broke her back during construction. But Lucille wouldn't abandon her ship. She converted a construction mech into a rig she could wear. She must have welded it into the hull. Her artist's signature.
Not even a broken back could stop her dream.
Sam, didn't you find an audio log with Lucille's rig? Can you play it?
Sam found my construction gear then. Well done. One of you Pathfinders got the Tempest. Mason Barrow, Zevin Reka, Matriarch Ishara, Alec Ryder. You were the best of us.
Dad's gone. Makes you wonder how many other Pathfinders made it.
We'll find out. It's what you do.
Take care of my ship and each other. Whatever is in Andromeda, you're the Milky Way to them. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
I never thought I'd hear Lucille's voice again.
She really cared about the Pathfinders. Enough to give them her rig. For luck.
That's the kind of thing that more people should see and more people should know about. This is one of those things that it's a story that is best passed on, so I think saving it for posterity is probably the way to go here.
It's part of initiative history. It should go to the Nexus for everyone to see. And maybe help someone else.
I'll see to it, Ryder.
Thanks. Now let's go make her proud.
I have to say, I like how much love the Tempest gets in this game. The Normandy had its moments where the characters really acknowledge it, but I think that the Tempest gets a lot more of that, a lot more of the sort of unique history and all that. The Normandy really meant something because but mostly because it was a sort of, it symbolized outreach between historic enemies as a sort of human-Turian collaboration, that sort of thing. But really, as a ship itself, excuse me, it doesn't really get enough love until the SR2, and then really only from Joker, and that's because he kind of falls in love with it, so to speak, in the form of Evie. Or Edie. Yeah, that's... I really do like... I really like how... No, this is a human thing. Go with... let's go Drac. Drac and Cora. Because we're dealing with Kett in a moment. So that'll do. Dealing with some other stuff first, but then we're dealing with Kett.
The scent is green.
But yeah, I think that
coordinating, path is calm.
The love for the Tempest is really It really comes through, and I really like it. I really love the design of the Tempest. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous ship. And it's also very Mass Effect, too. It fits the aesthetic of the universe just so very well. As, like, early NASA concept art. Not too early, but that kind of thing. You know? It's great. It is phenomenal. To Yale. Oh, that's right. The Three Sabers. The group of pirates from Gadara. Forgot about that. Almost forgot about that. I was reminded. Okay, let's see.
Is your name Yale?
Yeah, that's me. Stanton Yale. And what can I do for the Pathfinder today?
Tell me about the Three Sabers.
Oh, shit.
You were their leader before they kicked you out.
And gave me a broken leg and a dislocated shoulder as parting gifts. It was a mistake. We trained the attack dogs, and they turned on us.
Explain.
Typical.
The new outposts, our supply routes, they needed protection. We couldn't rely on just you. I proposed that we'd save Nexus blood by hiring exiles to fight for us.
Okay, alright, I get it. I like it.
It could have worked. Mercenaries and privateers have existed throughout history.
That was the hope. Cochran and I served together. I thought I could trust him and the crew. I became their commander. I armed them. I shared access to Padromo's operations. And then they took their new toys and went rogue. Attacked people they were supposed to protect.
Well, it's taken care of. Let's not. Well, I mean, let's be a little more cautious next time we do something like this, because I actually do like the idea of basically privateers.
I've dealt with the Three Sabers.
Privateer security.
They won't be a problem.
Damn. They're gone, then. Shit. Cochran. He was a good man. Once. Addison will be pleased at least.
Go.
One loose end tied up.
What? Addison?
She wasn't sure Ryder would work out as Pathfinder. She was desperate for options. Doesn't even matter anymore. The Three Sabers are gone. Just let this blow over. I have to get back to work. We've got an outpost to run here.
That's surprising. I completely... First of all, it's been a long while since I played this game, so a lot of the little minutiae like that I have actually completely forgotten. So that was a genuine surprise to me that Addison was involved. Oh man, that's... What a twist. Good one. Let's do these, and while we're over here, I'll do this one too. Yeah, this quest is it's beautiful. It really, again, it speaks to a theme that I've talked about before. But I'll let that sort of unfold.
Change things, not always for the better.
Mining or something.
I like hoodoos. Play it right, you could trick a thresher right into one. Squish.
What? Hoodoos? What's a hoodoos? I'm a little confused, Drac. I'd like you to elaborate a bit.
Job started. Another step forward. Keep it up, Dad.
Sam, what am I hearing?
Technician Eric Camber's beacon protocols. They appear to include recorded motivational logs.
Aw. That's really cute. with that.
Progress made, whatever it is. Each day, one at a time. You'll be fine.
Okay, where's this going?
Oh, is it inside there?
Pathfinder, the nav point in the Initiative Researcher's Journal points to this location.
I'll come back here. I'll come back for that. I'm gonna instead do the rest of these, shall I? Gotta loop around like this. Long drive. Let's go.
Simple way to know you did good. More people walking than buried.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually something that I think we take for granted sort of throughout history. We have this tendency to think from a sort of modern perspective that most people are mostly fine most of the time, right? That people dying is an abnormality. I mean, yeah, it's always bad, but the fact of people dying in any given endeavor, or just dying, and youth mortality kind of things, even that sort of thing, that's been pretty regular throughout history.
Hostiles ahead!
Throughout history, we are well outside the norm in our society, where people dying is a strange, anomalous event, right? Somebody dying because something went horribly wrong, or really for almost any reason. If someone dies, even of old age in today's society, it's kind of a surprise. It's a nasty shock. Even if it's the kind of thing, the kind of person, the kind of situation where reasonably, if we're really thinking clearly, we should not be the least bit surprised. I'm gonna ignore those Kett and move right along. Have things to do, places to be. A cliff to scale. Darn it. Okay. There. Good place to get to. There we go. Kett ship. Hear that weird engine noise.
Progress, right, Dad? Probably simple, but in a new galaxy, and after I... Never mind.
What are you talking about, kid?
Stop!
New worlds need to mark wars, battles, you know, once you're sure they're over.
Okay, why am I driving like this? Oh my gosh. Alright, I gotta go, yeah, I gotta go up there. Yeah, this sounds like, so what we know so far, this is a message from the guy's daughter. Jeez. With him, now being in a new galaxy. And I think we could safely assume that she is that he went to Andromeda, but she stayed behind in the Milky Way. And so even that little bit of information we have so far.
Weird tech being weird.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can extract minerals.
Is I think enough to
your
point
mining
out the
interface.
kind of the strange tragedy of this kind of a situation for really anyone. This kind of thing, leaving everyone and everything behind for something new, There's something great and there's something grand, there's something beautiful about that, but at the same time, there is always necessarily going to be something tragic about it as well. It is going to be, it is always going to be difficult, you know, and for good reason.
Remnant has a scourge around it. Careful.
Switch. Oh, Jesus. Right into the scourge. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, there's something beautiful about going forward on this grand adventure, but also at the same time, there is something necessarily tragic about leaving everything and everyone behind, particularly if it splits families. And particularly if it splits families this way, especially if we think of these things in terms of their the time dilation, if you will. The fact that the father here had been gone for 600 years. His daughter is not around anymore, one way or the other. And so there's already a strange tragedy of parents outliving their children. Theoden's line from Lord of the Rings. But for it to be because you just went somewhere and disappeared for 600 years and you reappear later, there's something all the more unnatural about that. You know?
Keep it up, Dad. You promised. Doesn't matter that I'm sick. You're in the future.
I don't know if I'm okay with this.
It's also...
This area can be mined for resources.
Yeah, I know, thanks.
You can extract minerals
but yeah, I think that this is... Sam's, or Ryder's also got kind of a point there, that this is, seems like a really personal thing to be almost intruding on. But again, it's that kind of thing where it's innate in this kind of situation. Like, even if she weren't sick, even if she just didn't go, now, in the future, like she says, she'd be long gone.
That looks like Kett tech.
It is. Oh, there's Kett. Is that right?
Another job done, Dad. Reset and hit the next. I'm watching, and I'm proud. Eric Jr. signing off.
Job done, Eric's.
Yeah, so little Eric there. I mean, we can kind of reconstruct this, right? That Eric Sr.
This area can be mined for resources.
Knew that his son wasn't going to live.
Minerals via your mining interface.
And so, when his son died, he left everything. And I mean, if that is the story, if it isn't that he left his dying son behind, which that's heinous, right? We should assume that that's not what happened, if at all possible. But if we are to assume that he left because his son died, then that's totally understandable. If that is basically, you lose everything going to a new galaxy. That might be the only meaningful thing that you can do at that point, you know? Patties. Where are you coming from? There you are. Missed.
Stay sharp.
It's gonna make it. Damn. Get closer. Well, there's a turret up there. Back behind the rocks. Ooh, jeez. Two turrets. And we go.
Shield
Here
boost
we go.
enabled.
Come on, pop up. Pop up. Oof. All right, here we go. Ammo. We're good. All right, moving on. All right, we're taking out a Kett base now. It's going to be a bit of a significant
Console activated. You'll need to stay in range.
Where? Oh, shuttles. Oh, great.
Have what you need, Pathfinder.
Oh, there's more.
Bolstering all shields.
Okay.
Nice work.
Go down here. There's ammo and some loot. Ooh, a Cobra. Oh man, I could have used those. I keep forgetting I have RPGs. I just start using them. They're nice. Very nice. I'll use one in a little bit. Next time I come across a big group, I'll use one. Or a big threatening baddie.
I'm guessing that's the Kett in charge.
Not here to impress people. Right between the eyes.
Okay. We got some shields. Try to. Let's see.
Reinforcements! Overwhelm these animals!
How many of these guys are there?
You guys got this?
Good one.
Whoop, can't do that. That is not a jump I can clear. This is. Alright. Go for the next one. Oh, come on. I gotta say, the mobility in this game is incredible. Also, janky at times. Not janky like it's a control problem. Janky like the kind of problems you would actually expect to encounter if you had a system like this, of jump jets that you can control like vertically and laterally kind of thing. Like they're expected issues with this sort of thing. But they also could be deadly issues, you know? Hello. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing. There we go. I could have used the sniper rifle for that, actually. I'm going to use the sniper rifle for this guy. Here he is. Bing!
This place is massive.
No wonder they were able to take out sites 1 and 2.
Yeah. This is actually quite the base. Wait. Do this first.
Insult! Our perfection cannot be defeated!
It has been. Alright, shields are down. Now, if we had something resembling a fleet, like a starfleet, like an attack fleet, we could, at this point, just bombard this place from space. But we can't do that. Because, once again, the initiative made the terrible decision to be ground only. Through a wall. You say you have cover, but no, you don't.
Wonder how long the Kett have been here.
Probably
Let me check something.
before Site 1. Takes time to build something like this.
I mean, probably, but a lot of this looks prefabbed. I don't know. Maybe not. It is built well into the surrounding landscape. So I'm sure components of it are probably prefabbed, but a lot of it is probably not. Oh my god, where do these guys come from?
Pathfinder, reinforcements will arrive soon.
What's the alarm? Up there. There it is. Here we go. This alarm sound is really irritating. Okay, Drac, calm down. Cora, step out of the flames! Where's the other alarm console? Over here, right? I hear it burping over here. It's gotta be... Where is it? Oh, it's not up here. This is not clear. Down below? What's the damn thing? Is that it? All the way over there? God.
Incoming shuttle, Pathfinder.
Ah, here it is. Okay, cool. I'm dumb.
Alarms disabled, Pathfinder.
I was looking for the other ones.
Let's do this!
Woohoo!
Got them all.
For now. But I think there's more. Is it this one? I already did that. I got that one. One all the way over there. Ah, here it is. Okay, we're good. That other security console. Gotta be around here somewhere. I don't know. Okay. I assume this is gonna call a lift.
Here we go.
Oh, hey. There was a security console right here. Here go being dumb. So, don't shout that, by the way. Yeah, shouting reloading is usually not a great idea, because you're not only giving information to your allies but also to your enemies. I mean, I will say there are obvious exceptions to that, especially if you're on like closed comms and your enemy can't hear what you're saying, that kind of thing. Absolutely. But ordinarily, doing that, I don't know if I could say more often than not. I don't have the experience to say this sort of thing. But very often, saying that kind of thing can have the problem of giving your enemy more information than giving to your allies. If you say instead, cover me, or get into cover, or what you actually would want them to do, that will, oddly enough, by giving more direct information, will give your enemy less information. If you say reloading, that means your enemy can basically, if you're not in cover, can, well, take you out of cover, so to speak. It can go after you. I know this was a problem in my experience, because back in college when I used to play Humans versus Zombies, I was a very good, quite skilled, and very effective human player. So I shot zombies with the Nerf guns, that kind of thing. And a lot of college students who play these sorts of games have these instincts from video games to shout reloading when you're reloading. So when you're swapping mags, when you're reloading your cylinders, whatever you're doing. And wouldn't you know it, these are not actual real zombies. These are other human beings, other persons playing the role of zombies. And they understand what you're saying when you say reloading. It means I have a few seconds during which, and maybe less than that, but usually it's because it's a Nerf gun and we're not like professional operators or anything. Usually there are a few seconds in which I cannot shoot at you. And very often, that is all a zombie needs to charge in and tag you, and you're dead. And so, shouting reloading in that context, I have seen that be absolutely and utterly disastrous. Because again, you're giving very useful information to your enemies, even more so than information you give to your allies. I've even seen it happen in context of like where a human ally would have no need for that information. No need at all for that information. Like, basically everyone is just volley firing as best you can and into a big horde, and you just shout reloading. It just gives the zombies the opportunity to know, oh, look, a little bit less fire is coming at us right now, which is a very convenient time to lead a charge.
That's it.
It's
The
rough.
base is offline.
Everything outside, too. Take a look.
Go. I want to go look. Turned off all... Oh my gosh, we turned off all those turbines and everything. Alright. Let me see. I'm thinking about, for this loadout, I'm thinking about switching out my number 1, that throw, the different detonator. But I don't know what's better. Nova isn't. It would have to be something long range, which I guess is why I have throw there. Nova is not very good. I actually don't like Nova. It's just basically a very close range big explosion. Which admittedly, now that I think about it, would almost be good for Vanguard instead of Shockwave. Let me see if I can get Nova to detonate. Oh, it doesn't. There's no detonator for it. Oh man, no, that won't work. That won't work for what I want it to. Because my play for the as you've just seen, I suppose, my play for the Vanguard build is to have Annihilation Field up, which levitates and primes everybody around me, doing damage over time to them. And then I either charge across the field into a group of enemies, get them all primed, and then Shockwave, which is probably the best area detonator I have. Yeah, it's probably the best area detonator I have, unless Passive Shot. I actually cannon it never primes or detonates. I don't know. I have several good builds here. Sentinel. All of my profiles have some biotics in them. The only thing is, I think, so I've got long range biotics. I've got my pull throw build, which is just so much fun. It's just so much fun. There's not much more I could say. It's just so much fun. And then I've got my man guard, my charge into battle and blow everything up. Then I've got my pretty much my anti-synthetic build, which I like backlash, but I almost could change that out for some other things. I don't know. I could switch around my pull throw build a bit, I guess, or at least the invasion. Invasion's nice, but there's another play, by the way, which is basically you just use Omni Grenade, Trip Mine, and Flat Cannon. You have that as one of your profiles. You switch to it. None of those have cooldowns. They all have ammo. So you just like blaze out all of those, just like one after the other, after the other, after the other. And then you can just switch back because you just spent all of your ammo, and it's basically an Omega strike, an emergency Omega strike. You can do the same thing with Barricade for a defensive version. But because that has, again, limited power cells, which is really nice. Kind of like that a lot. What do I need in tech? What do I not have? I don't have anything that uses cloak, flamethrower, permanent VI, assault turret. Again, I like cryobeam. Really cool. Get it. But it's not like But it's not as top notch, and it's not as easy. Just drop down as invasion. Honestly, I'm okay where I'm at. I might just add things in here to get to passives. What are my... Alright, I'm maxed out Adept and Sentinel. And Explorer. I just need combat. So I'm just going to put some points into combat. To what? It's all... Oh. Power damage. Melee. Combat detonator damage bonus. That doesn't help me. Hover. Oh, accuracy while hovering. Damage resistance while evading. Yeah, that's better. Combat detonator. I mean, I don't use combat detonator really. Improves melee damage and radius when jumping. Yeah, that's good. Aerial combat. Resistance when airborne. Hover duration. Weapon accuracy when airborne. Martial arts. Melee hit. Max melee bonus. Yeah, damage resistant when hovering. I like that. Okay, cool. Max out combat tools. What about pistols? What's this one? Unassisted targeting, augmented targeting. 20% damage when you zoom in. Use your scope. Okay, I like it. Alright, level 6 Vanguard, maxed out. Level 6 Infiltrator, I never use that one, maxed out. What, no soldier? And not like I use soldier, but still. Or engineer, darn. I don't use engineer either. But... Yeah. I have most of my profiles maxed out. That's good. I have 9 points. I'm just going to wait on those. Fine. Alright. Let's get out of here, yeah? Oh no, let's do that. One last quest to do on Eos. Before we get out of here and do something very similar on Volt. There's also a Kett base that we need to take out over there. Very similar. That one's a little bit longer, a little bit more drawn out as well. So we'll do this quest real quick. And we'll head over to Eos. Same thing.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can extract minerals via your mining interface.
I know, but then I left the area. Finish talking. Alright. I love that, like, ramping like that gives you a speed boost. Alright, let's go on in. In case there are, in fact, remnant around here. Also, I will say this is also my more defensive, my much more defensive profile. Sentinel. The Sentinel has always been, not always. Mass Effect 2 onward, Sentinel was has been very defensive because it gives you tech armor. Not showing it, but it's that that overglow, that orange overglow armor kind of thing. What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing down here? Oh, hey, datapad. Food supply ran out. Form hasn't died down. The sale started to have radiation poisoning. Will get me? Oh, more datapads. Okay. Wait, that's final. That's final. Hold on.
I knew it was a long shot.
They won. Amazed.
But I still held hope she was alive. All we can do is turn this into Prodromos. Like she wanted.
Is that her remains? Look like remains. Well, actually, just I can't fast travel from here again. Let's get out first. He's enraptured by the incredible discovery, or the potential for discovery. Then did not turn out. Back to all right, back to Pedromos. You know, if I weren't so averse to the heat and the sun, I'd actually think I think I might like Eos. I'm just being from Florida, the heat and the sun. I've had plenty of heat and sun, probably for my life. But I think that there is a lot of potential to Eos. A lot of potential to Eos. Alright, request information on Anna Carroll. Here you go. Okay, this is the one I didn't read. Stupid. Tried to track the protectors of these ruins, and they turned on me. I shouldn't have touched them. Managed to hide, got a few shots in. There's something the Nexus needs to know. After they attacked me, the machine started working, repairing, no, creating land. I think they have the ability to fix this planet. If you find this, upload it to the Nexus. I want them to know what happened here, to see the potential this world has for them. These things, Remnant, I think they're the key to our new life. We need to unlock it. I'll always believe in Jin's vision. I don't regret anything. Good luck. You okay there, Cora? That's better. Alright, let's get out of here. We're done on Eos for now. There will be more to come back to here, if I'm not mistaken. But for the moment, let's take off. Get out of here. Still just love this ship.
Ascent is go.
Leaving Atmo. All clear.
It's also, I think, about the perfect size for a hero ship. I think the Normandy SR-1 was good, but it was also, even it was a little big. Just because I think that the Normandy, because it had so many like faceless, nameless crew members, you couldn't get to know everybody. Whereas the Tempest, you get to know the entire crew. Every member of the crew is a legitimate character, with their own traits, with their own development, with their own arc, with their own interactions. And I think that's the kind of thing that you want for a like main character hero ship.
Gil,
I think this is
O'Connell
fantastic.
and Serena spent months getting our systems coordinated. You can't just strip and redesign those connections on the fly. Gil? I know you can hear me.
The whole ship can hear you. I'm just not listening.
You're fighting again?
I'm thinking the same, believe me.
Okay. This is gonna develop eventually. They'll be besties, don't worry.
Ryder.
Nothing.
I should get back to things.
Sounds good.
Okay. The issue of her faith, though, I will say, is faith such as it is actually something that I might want to address at some point in the video. That I think Mass Effect in particular, and I think a lot of modern science fiction does really poorly. That is taking religion seriously. I don't think it really does. It tends not to. Now, it might at times take theology seriously. It might even take, I guess, spirituality seriously. But it kind of conflates, or I guess I should say, it reduces religion to a mere propositional set of beliefs.
Beginning approach.
Set of propositional beliefs, I should say. Which is, I mean, really what we see with it's what we see with Suvi, and it's also what we kind of saw with Ashley in the Mass Effect the original Mass Effect trilogy. Because with Ashley, we had this go back to Jal. Yeah, Jal. There's a few things that Jal should be here for. And then about Fall. All right. Yeah, even Ashley, who had like a reputation for being the Christian character, kind of, it wasn't even really. She said she believes in God, or at least a higher power, and likes Ralph Waldo Emerson. Is more or less a 22nd century transcendentalist, which is not exactly a Christian tradition. I mean, yes, fine, it's a tradition sort of within Christendom, but it's really an Americana thing from the late 19th century. Just updated to the 22nd century. So I think that really it's not so much religion. Oh, right, I need to take out the base before I do that, don't I? It's not so much religion as it is theological and spiritual beliefs, I guess. Because she doesn't even really do anything about it. It's not like she participates in any kind of religious ritual that we ever see. Same with Suvi.
This is how we get into the Kett Command Center.
Because as far as we know, neither of them are particularly religious in any real sense. They're at the very best, like what we would today kind of maybe derisively call spiritual but not religious, you know? Or at least I would derisively call it that. I mean, people who say that probably mean it quite sincerely, but it's also quite silly.
Back for another Heskal challenge?
Yeah.
I have a test of subtlety. Get into a Kett base and download a full copy of its files.
Subtleties for chumps.
Hostile shuttle incoming.
Here you go. We can land. Where are you dropping?
Enemies!
Another one coming? More coming. Darn it. Where at? Where are they coming?
Stay alert. There'll be more.
Let's go inside first so we can warm up a little. Then go across over here.
More hostiles!
Where they coming? Hear them. Ooh, they're like right on top of us. Okay. now. Okay, cool. Come on, recharge.
That's it. Good work.
Oh, more coming.
Get ready to fight! Forget distractions, just push through!
Come over here, because boy howdy, is there a lot of... Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Open these up.
Keep alert for Kett. They're not gonna want us in here.
Too bad. Nothing they can do about it.
Keep alert for Kett. They're not gonna want us in here.
Also, it's cold! I'm gonna need to warm up over here real quick. Inside. Whew. Chilly.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
Minus 41. Yeah, that is pretty chilly. That is pretty chilly. I have no idea exactly. I don't exactly know what that is Fahrenheit, but it's probably. I'm fairly confident it is colder than I have ever experienced in my life. I don't think I've actually ever. I don't think I've ever been in below 0 Fahrenheit.
Keep alert for Kett. They're not gonna want us in here.
The coldest I've probably ever been was in, like, the low 20s, I think. Something like that. Something around low 20s. And even that was not for long. And I was, you know, dressed up for it nicely,
I don't think we're done here.
Oh. And I wasn't shooting a bunch of guys, either. Oh, jeez. Okay. We're coming. I think there's more coming. There's a lot more coming.
This should be it. Sam, get a full download.
Oh, come on, really? Could just leave now. Cold.
I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder.
What else we got right around here? Remove the hot. Go to the Kett base. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna save real quick. I can't. Why can't I? Can I get out? That's weird. Good a second ago. That's very strange. Okay, whatever. Hopefully it'll be fine. Ah, I can't do it. Now can I? Now I can.
Will things be all right with your family after what happened at the forge?
There are ways to forgive any mistake. If you want to, I won't drink down the same poisons Azul did.
Good for you.
A lot of beryllium. More beryllium, but... Okay, here we go. Ooh, geez, cold 2. Significant
Pathfinder,
Damn! This blizzard's cutting right through my suit.
But it provides cover for the resistance. And the cold doesn't bother us.
There's an Algoran device in this camp, Pathfinder. I can provide more information via
Oh,
the
jeez.
scanner.
Good targeting!
Extreme cold is detected, Pathfinder.
Keep an eye on your temperature sensors. Keep an eye on your temperature sensors. Keep an eye on your temperature sensors.
Extreme cold is detected, Pathfinder. I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder. Life support. It seems this bug's connection to the Resistance was through a deactivated mobile device.
Where's that device now?
I'll need more data in order to locate it.
Okay. Now, what's this? Oh, wait a minute. I'll have to come back to that. I did not realize that that was its own separate thing. Alright, well, let me just do this, because I'm already on my way.
Keep an eye on your temperature sensors.
I think I understand now why the Asari are such a force in your galaxy.
Things are different in Andromeda. I forgot that for a while.
Cora, never be ashamed that you put your faith in others. In order to learn, we must open our hearts. What else is there?
I'll say as well, I mean,
Extreme cold is detected, Pathfinder.
it is actually rather different, given that the
Pathfinder,
Asari don't
this
exactly
area can
have
be
their
mined for
same
resources. extract
significant
minerals via
technological
your mining
advantage
interface.
here in Andromeda that they do in the Milky Way, because a lot of that advantage was civilizational, was on a civilizational scale rather than on a particular individual scale, and the Asari contributed to the Andromeda Initiative really only about as much as any other species did. And because it was really an interspecies effort, and legitimately an interspecies effort, not just like
Life support is back online.
a really interspecies effort, not just a sort of token interspecies participation kind of thing, but there were actually multiple species involved, and they were really involved to a significant degree. Part of what that meant is that the Asari contributed to the initiative and everybody benefited from it, which is very different from how the Asari tended to interact with the other species in the Milky Way. Yeah, they shared some of their technology, but only some of it.
Cache restocked.
They actually kept a good bit of it to themselves in a fairly dishonest sort of way.
That scan completes my mineral database. The Geophysics VI is functioning at peak performance.
Chief Lucan will be happy to see his baby running smoothly.
The VI isn't his child, Pathfinder.
It's just a saying. Never mind.
Ooh, 2 headshots! 2 heads, 1 shot.
Enemies down!
Shield boost enabled. Giving shield assist.
Like a shooting gallery. Nice long-range shooting gallery. Shoots back, but only a little bit. Hey, 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 hey. What did I just say? Only a little bit. One more. Where is he? There he is. Up. All right. Yeah, I will say
I'm at
that
the entrance to the base.
I really need stability.
Have you decrypted the code for the shields?
Yes, and not a moment too soon. Transferring it to you now. Stars be bright for you, Pathfinder.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Asari.
Here we go.
I don't know if there is a real trope that they embody. The highly advanced civilization that is advanced through like somewhat deceptive means. Oh, jeez. But not like deceptive, not in the sense that they are, you know, stealing from and exploiting other species in the galaxy. It's more like they've agreed to share their technology, but don't, you know, or they got their technology under false pretenses. Something more like that. Because if we recall, the Asari got hold of a great deal of Prothean technology that treaties that they came up with specified that all such Prothean technology was to be shared among the Citadel races. So, by entering into that treaty, basically we would say that it comes out in Mass Effect 3 that the Asari not only broke that treaty, but presumably entered into it under false pretenses, because those discoveries were old. It's not like that was something that just happened, right? Yeah, so it's not like that was anything that was just discovered after the treaty. It seems, at least, that they had this Prothean beacon and the technology that came with it on their planet more or less all along, throughout their spacefaring development. And perhaps the funniest way I've heard this playstyle described is clicking on heads. Ooh. It's just point and click on their heads. And I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more sophisticated than that, but ooh, that looks like a misrender. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Whatever. It's a minor deal.
This appears to be a Kett secure storage
But that is
building.
partially why sniper
defense
builds
matrix.
on mouse and keyboard
Whatever they're protecting must be
are
important.
so
We should
incredibly
find that defense
powerful.
matrix and shut it down.
And I will say,
The
mouse and
command base is
keyboard
just ahead.
is for shooters,
I know
for
it's already
first
pretty
or
cold here,
third-person
but
shooters.
Stay extra frosty.
Pathfinder, I recommend you head toward
Mouse and
the
keyboard is
primary
probably my
tower. It
second
appears to be the
favorite
core of the base.
control format. I say second favorite because I have played with a control layout that I like better. I've only played a few games with it, just because there aren't a lot of games with it, and that is the Wii Remote Nunchuck. It works in a very similar way, right? Because you're controlling movement here, and then aim and look is your Wii Remote, and with a sort of dead zone in the center of the screen, you can aim without turning. So here, if I'm aiming, I'm turning my body, I'm turning the screen, I'm turning everything, and so that gets a little bit dizzying, it gets a little disorienting. It's not perfect. But with that's fine. With Wii Remote Nunchuck, which probably the best couple of examples of the execution of this that I can think of is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, which honestly I should play again. Really good. Oh, jeez. Honestly, the whole Metroid Prime series was really good. If I wanted to stream it, I'd need a capture card or something, though, so yeah. I'll think about it. Anyway, while I'm thinking about that, I will say that
are within acceptable limits.
that control scheme is phenomenal. It is so good. It's basically just like the mouse and keyboard layout, but a lot more precise and a lot more responsive, and it feels so much more natural because you're actually aiming within within the screen rather than just moving the screen with your reticle. You know, it feels much more organic.
Reload!
Bolstering all shields.
And that turret. There. Oddly, that is that submachine gun is actually is actually really good if you don't have with a stationary target, because you can just dump a whole bunch of damage into them, into a stationary target. Particularly without having to worry about ammo, because it has the
has locked down access to the Kett Tower.
The equivalent of
protected by a force
heat sink.
field. I have marked the location of the 3 Kett generators that power the force field. Disabling all the generators will allow you to shut down the security terminal.
Okay, new stock. New stock captured in the west for work camp. You'll enjoy hearing me. We are strong in this mission. Sketch not better close. That's, I think, talking about the Remnant Architect. Quest help. Diagnosis. Since landing on this planet, I hear things when I sleep. Memories, I think, of his previous life before he was a Kett. Prefect, one of the creatures slated for work attempted to escape today. Freed over half the newly captured stock. A waste, but it has demonstrated initiative and skill. I recommend you take a look and consider it for a higher purpose. Trust your vision, of course. Your decision on the matter will be fine. Troubling,
Incoming
disturbing.
shuttle, Pathfinder.
Shuttle. Hey.
Environment check.
Stop
Temperatures
it.
are within acceptable parameters.
Stop attacking. Whoa!
Excellent shot.
There more? Gotta be more. Woohoo!
This is the Kett defense matrix. Destroying it will disable all sentry turrets and unlock access to the secure storage structure.
Where? Where? Where are you talking about? Is it this?
This is a critical subsystem.
Yeah, here we go.
Sabotaging 3 of these will disable the defense matrix.
Oh, I gotta scan them first. Alright, cool. Okay.
The defense matrix has been destroyed.
Excellent.
The secure storage structure is now unlocked.
All right, let's see what the Kett were hoarding.
Back the other way. Let's go check it out. Okay. Back over here. Yeah, this right over here. Here we go.
The Kett were stocking up. I bet there's more in the room above.
Can I get in there? your console.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
Hey, there we go.
Environmental
And get in.
temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support restored.
Ah, what is the flickering? Stop! Stop!
I'm detecting below normal temperatures. The ambient temperature is normal.
Come here. Here we go.
2 generators down, 1 to go.
All right. Where is it? Oh, we got another lander. Another shuttle
Disabling
landing.
the alarm will call off reinforcements.
Where the hell's the alarm? Whoa! I already did this.
Lots of consoles.
If the Kett maintain logs, we may be able to access them from here. Once we are in, I can perform a search to locate relevant data.
Shield boost enabled.
Last one, right?
All generators have been disabled. I have marked the coordinates of the security terminal. Destroy it to unlock access to the Kett Tower.
Okay. What is that? Okay, well, it's not going to show me the other... what that is, so I assume it's in one of these buildings, huh? I assume it's this one. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Logs. Species identified as... species identified an isolated station. Mineral-rich lunar world as initial target. Routine attack. Element of surprise. Blah, blah, blah. Captured Angara prove useful. Cooperation secured in exchange for keeping them alive. In live blood samples with no resistance. Volunteer demonstration of bioenergetic field. Applications identified them as prime candidates. Mentioned to the center of their civilization, Aya. Location hidden in the Scourge. No maps exist. Route learned through experience. Interrogation ongoing. Once complete, recommend transfer to home. Empire as vassals.
Logs on Angara first contact isolated Pathfinder.
Wow. It sounds like some of the first Angara the Kett found were coerced into working with them. We should show this to Ari Vezjek.
It sounds to me like they were convinced more than coerced.
Bolstering all
I mean, there is a very important difference there. I don't think they were... Where? I'm pretty sure those Kett that are, quote, incoming, basically just fell through the world and are, like, buried in snow down at the bottom of a valley somewhere. Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. Hey, console. Take it out.
The security terminal has been destroyed. To the tower.
See if we can actually get in now. Okay, let's get in here.
Alarms disabled, Pathfinder.
We're all clear.
Okay. Bunch down there.
Nice headshot. Be right there.
Hangar machinery. Huh. Can get through here. Okay, good. Good. Also notable, of interest, perhaps, particularly to the Angara, that the Kett, when they made first contact, were planning all along to essentially betray them. They were basically using the Angaran hospitality against them. And so that's all the more reason that the Angara would have to distrust outsiders. Because it's not just that they were foolish to trust the Kett, but it's that the Kett exploited their trust, exploited the trust that they had in them, which that's a very different thing. much more severe in terms of betrayal. Okay. Let's do this.
Pathfinder, it appears each of the hangar platforms has an automated fueling system. If you can access the controls, I can overload the system.
Whammy.
Damn, the controls are locked.
Pathfinder, I have located several override terminals in the vicinity.
Oh man, I love this shotgun. Have I mentioned that I love this shotgun? It is a Kett shotgun as well. They make a good shotgun, they do.
Down. We're in the clear.
Woof. Nicely done. All right. That was a good fight. It was a really good fight for Vanguard. The environment was very helpful for that. That was really good. This is a really good claustrophobic boss arena with a lot of cover. A lot of cover, but also a lot of vertical and horizontal mobility. I really appreciate that sort of thing. It's some good level design. Some good level design. I gotta say, the level design between the Mass Effect Trilogy and Andromeda is so radically different, because Andromeda is fundamentally an open world game, whereas the other three, particularly 2 and 3, were very level based. They were very like mission specific, move from A to B kind of thing. It's kind of whited out, but so that's the thumbnail basically. But man, it's because of the difference in gameplay, the level design is so radically different. So it's, and I will say, I think, from what I know and from what I can tell from having played both many times, it seems like it's much harder.
There. Let's hope that stops them.
It seems like it's much harder to design open world levels like this well than it is to design more linear levels like Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, and to a degree Mass Effect 1. Those were much more linear in both their gameplay and everything about them, really.
We tried to take down this place for months.
Especially with the
You
lack
made it
of
look so
verticality. We just didn't have the jump
Destroying
jets.
the command structure and systems leaves the rest of the Kett vulnerable. Remember Jarnik? The shield around it's come down.
Nice. Let's take care of
The
that.
frozen city?
That's the one.
Do that next.
This is the perfect opportunity for a final push, while they're still dealing with the chaos.
Tell me about this ancient city.
They say it was abandoned when the Scourge hit. The cold came and it was trapped in ice. The Kett learned we were investigating and took it. They think they can plunder it for remnant secrets.
And Angaran
Let's
secrets.
hope they haven't
funny
completely
enough.
destroyed everything.
Alright, let's go to Techix.
I need to get back to Techix first.
Resupplying? I suppose that's wise. We can take my shuttle. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I completely missed a quest over there, but that's alright. I can
According to my map.
It's fine. I'll do that later. Hold the Nomad. Wait, what ice cave? Yeah, there we go. Jarnik. Let's go. Another pretty cool quest, if I recall. Particularly the resolution of it.
Without their shields, taking out these guards shouldn't take long.
Wait, is that a remnant turret? A remnant turret. There we go. What guards? There are no guards. There's what? Another abandoned remnant turret. That's it. Yeah, both of these quests are in here. Let's go for it. What's in here?
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
Yeah, but what's in here?
The ambient temperature is normal.
This is Remnant, right? Or no, this looks like Ancient Angaran. Cool. Excuse me. Let's take a second there.
A temperature decrease. Environmental temperatures are within acceptable
there they are.
limits. Life support is stable.
There we go.
Nice work.
In here. Absolutely nothing. All right. Neat though. What we got? All right, we got another hour. I think we can definitely finish this quest.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
I noticed, Sam. Thank you though. It's because he cares.
Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support.
This is some heavy excavation equipment. And explosives. The Kett were trying to blast their way to something in here.
That?
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder. I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder.
I wonder what happened to the people.
Sam, do we know how long this place has been trapped in ice?
Angara researchers hypothesize over 500 years as a result of the Scourge event.
Which I will say, I mean, the Scourge happened very shortly after we left the Milky Way. Which honestly is a little weird.
Normal temperatures.
A little troubling, honestly. Just weird.
Ambient temperature is normal. Life support is stable.
I have to say, if I were writing this, and if I wanted to go with a little bit of a cliched story, but still an utterly fascinating one, I would probably have the Jardin, that is the creators of the Remnant. But here's how I would have. Here's how what I would write here. So, because the Scourge hit, I don't know, 100 or so years after the Initiative left the Milky Way. That could hypothetically be long enough of a time frame for the remaining Milky Way races, those who are still in the Milky Way,
temperature range, Pathfinder,
to have come up with a new, much faster FTL transportation technology. Because honestly, that's always the big concern of interstellar travel, is that if you go over an incredible distance at a certain speed,
the temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
Even if it's at quite the speed, if the people
There may
you
be something
leave
here that is
behind...
relevant to your search for Angaran artifacts.
What? If the people you leave behind develop... Ooh. It's an Angara. Cool.
Is this Angaran? It looks strange.
Maybe available know more about it. Put it in cargo.
Cool. But yeah, if the people you leave behind, in this case the Milky Way races, develop sufficient technology to move sufficiently faster to basically overtake you on the way there, you're running into this weird issue where they might actually get to your destination before you do. So, I will say, so, Mass Effect FTL, without the additional benefit of a mass relay,
The ambient temperature
is notoriously slow.
Those are enslaved Angara.
We must free them. They could help us.
It's as slow as, if not slower than, actually probably it is slower than Star Trek's warp drive, which again is notoriously slow by most sci-fi standards, or at least most technologically advanced sci-fi standards. There are sci-fis with slower travel times, like settings that use strictly sublight travel, that kind of thing. That is certainly slower. Can't blow this up, huh? These are explosives. I can't blow them up. That's boring. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, it's actually quite slow in the grand scheme of things compared to other travel methods. So if the Milky Way, after the Reaper invasion, upon their rebuilding, were able to do something like, oh crap,
We've got targets.
bad.
Loading ammo.
Bolstering all shields.
If they were able to make, say, a one-way hyperdrive, or not hyperdrive, a one-way mass relay cannon, like a mass relay that they could just point at the Andromeda Galaxy and make a pathway to there, and just shoot a bunch of ships over there in near instantaneously. Or if they were to, which was my speculation, and this was my speculation just from our tabletop campaign that I ran a couple of years ago, if they were to produce another form of FTL travel entirely, something like hyperdrive, like tachyonic hyperdrive, like basically something you would find in, say, Star Wars or Stargate or any of the sort of hyperdrive as a like extra-dimensional travel as a means of FTL. There's a lot of settings that use this sort of thing. That was my speculation, but whatever. Pick your favorite faster FTL method. But if the Milky Way civilization, after the Reaper War, were able to create something to replace the destroyed mass relays with a faster default method of FTL travel,
The temperature is 40, Pathfinder.
then that's actually very handy. Then guess what? They could get, theoretically, to the Andromeda Galaxy, I don't know, within 100 years or so, especially if they take 50 or 60 years, and then they develop a method of travel that is instantaneous or near instantaneous.
Acceptable parameters.
They would get to the Andromeda Galaxy in enough time to basically be the Jardin who create the Remnant.
I'm reading a temperature decrease.
Which would be a really interesting way of connecting the two series. However, I don't expect them to do that. I don't really. What I probably expect is that technological development process takes 600 or 700 years. Basically, it takes the rest of, or a large portion of Liara's life, so that then she can lead something to go and contact them. And so that'll actually bridge the gap, but it'll be shortly after this series, but long, long after the Milky Way. Something like that's what I kind of expect from Mass Effect 4. Anyway, that is an interesting possibility, but that's actually always a fear you have when you're going to sort of set out on a very long journey, temporarily long journey that will take a long time. You actually see this in, oh gosh, what's the best example of this? I think there was one of these in one of the Star Trek series. I think it was The Next Generation, where the crew finds a sublight sleeper ship, basically, or a low warp, maybe, sleeper ship that was sent from Earth with a bunch of colonists in stasis, just going and going and going. And by the time they get there, they get to what their destination would have been, there's already a thriving human civilization, because it took them so long to cross the distance that the people on Earth and in the Federation really developed sufficiently fast warp travel, that they got to the destination first, established civilization, and then eventually they caught up, right? The sleeper ship caught up. It's a fascinating issue. It's a fascinating problem that you can encounter for journeys that take this length of time. Like 600 years is plenty of time. At least potentially, for the Milky Way races to develop faster FTL. So yeah, sure.
Yep, get out of here.
Really?
I don't know
Just
how
like
to
that.
thank you. I can tell you what I know about this place, if that would help.
Yes,
that would help a lot.
The Kett are trying to get into a room behind that wall. Some time ago, they detected something and focused their attention on getting to it.
How? It looks like solid ice.
The Kett made us carry explosives here. They were preparing to blast through. You could do the same. Is there anything
Heck
more
yeah,
I can
I
tell
can.
you? If not, I ache to see the sky again.
What exactly is behind that wall?
I don't know. Something old. Something that excited the Kett. I thought I heard one of them ask if it was still, functional. Perhaps some sort of machine.
Okay, let's see.
There's nothing else I need from you. Good luck.
I hope you find what you're looking for. Be careful.
All right. Let's go to the blockage. Oh, it is this blockage. Okay, this is what I thought it was.
We need to figure out how to get behind this wall. A scan might help.
Yeah,
Pathfinder,
You made
I
your
detect
stick.
a strong, unidentified energy signature emanating from behind that wall.
So there really is something back there.
It's a door.
It also looks
It's on a
like we're
wall.
going to have to blast our way through with the explosives around here.
Those
Think
are
we
not
have enough?
explosives, are they?
I should say so.
Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits.
Here we go.
Oh, I don't get to shoot it?
Temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
All right, I guess I don't get to shoot it.
Environmental temperature.
Everyone okay? No one crushed by falling ice?
Hey, Henry.
And it looks like the blast worked.
Wait a minute. Isn't... So Henry says, if I wanted to name a creature that eats souls, what would it be called? Animivore? What about one that consumes guts and intestines? So, animivore... Isn't that one of those weird portmanteaus between Latin and Greek? Vor. Isn't that a Latin root? In which case it would be psychovore? Or not? Which, psychovore just sounds terrifying and weird. No, yeah, it is. It is. Vor is a Latin root. Vor is a Latin root. Anima is a Greek root. I can't stand those little portmanteaus. unless I'm using them specifically because they're funny, which I've done before. Oh gosh, in Erica's homebrew world, there's a country that is
It's
like
beautiful.
sea land or
But
something.
what makes this place so interesting that the Kett would fight for it?
Greetings. How can I assist?
What are you?
An interface for the power grid of this city. I have been operational since the city was encased in ice.
She is lying. This is an AI, and her origin appears to be Angaran.
Neat. Now, Numa Vote would be that'd be the purely Greek, but Numos is spirit strictly in Greek. Anima is animating principle. It is Greek for it's the Greek root for soul. Am I getting that wrong? Anima is Greek. Yeah, anima. No, it's not. Is it actually? Wait a minute. Oh no. Okay, no, you're right. It's. Oh, okay. No, anima is the Latin root. So yeah, animivore. I guess that does make sense. I don't know why I was like. Oh, I know why I'm getting mixed up. It's because I associate anima first and foremost with Aristotle's De Anima. And that's because Aristotle wrote in Greek, so I was thinking, yeah, that's the Greek word, right? Then I forgot all of Aristotle's works are titled in Latin because they were titled primarily by Latinists a few hundred years later, or 1,500 years later. That's why. Okay, I'm sorry, I was getting confused there. That's my bad. But yeah, animivore. That isn't one of those weird portmanteaus. Psychovore actually does sound really cool and really terrifying, even though that is one of those weird portmanteaus. That's a really cool one. I kind of like Psychovore. Something that eats guts and intestines. Would it be something like Othivore? It would be something like Othivore, I think. There is a term for that, I think. It's related, I think, to the term we use for like gut bacteria. At least I think it is. But yeah, animivore, I think, would be the best technical term. It'd be a good way of putting it. Now I'm kind of liking Psychovore. Despite it being a sort of weird multilinguistic portmanteau. Animivore it's got a good ring to it though. It's not as spooky. Trying to remember what Erica's Oh, it's Terra Thalassia. That's it. It's Terra Thalassia. Because Terra Thalassia is land is sea land, but it's in sort of the Groman language. Because Terra being the Latin root for land, Thalassia the Greek root for sea, so it's sea land. So basically it's the name for a nation of islands and sort of an island chain nation that is sort of Mediterranean, generally broadly Mediterranean, or as I like to call it, Groman in culture. Anyway,
Makes
AI.
sense, considering how advanced the Angara are.
True. I have no evidence the Angara have hidden this knowledge.
This is amazing news. Go get the commander.
So tell me, why lie?
As you can see, I am currently vulnerable.
What happened here?
The Kett aliens talked as though I was evil and disgusting. They planned to take my knowledge and then kill me. I fought them off, but my energy stores are now drained. I am near death.
Another lie. She is tied to a deep power grid.
I beg you, have pity on me. Do not take me from here. I would rather die. I am tired. I am done.
That's insane. You're an extraordinary find. A key to our past.
Am I? You are not the ones who designed me. I do not trust you any more than I do the Kett aliens. Or these other aliens. I would rather die.
Ryder, she has now blocked my attempts to scan her.
Ooh, this is coming to
Okay,
an
this
AI
is-
conflict.
I'm open to suggestions here. Options? Thoughts?
Thoughts? I'm taking her out of here. That's what...
No! I am tired. I will not go. I am afraid, so afraid and angry.
Help me! Please! I have a family!
A life for a life. Is mine really more valuable than his?
Jeez. So before we make this decision, I have to say, first of all, I like that this is basically an AI gone mad. It's making me think Halo in that respect, very similar to sort of Cortana breaking down, that sort of thing. In Halo 4 onwards. Now, say what you will about Halo 4, I didn't like a lot of it, but the whole rogue AI thing is really cool element. And this is similar to that in a lot of respects. That this AI is basically just self-isolated for this length of time, starts to just go mad. Again, out of fear as well. Also, Henry, did you have a message attached to that, or did it just not go through? I saw the little thing. I saw the notification. Thank you very much. But if you sent a message along with that, it didn't show up on the stream for some reason. Yeah, no, we have to keep this AI. This is a huge advancement in Angara technology that can tell us so much about their history. Maybe we can talk it down. But basically, it is somebody who is threatening to kill someone if we don't kill them, which is a bizarre moral conundrum. If you assume that this AI is sapient, which again, actually, stay tuned tomorrow for that discussion in its own video on the one about droids and Star Wars. I am innately skeptical about hard AI or strong artificial intelligence. Very, very skeptical about such things. But yeah, the AI lives. Again, that's a heck of an assumption down there. Okay, just thanks. All right, making sure I didn't miss anything, or also making sure that Ko-Fi wasn't glitching.
You're way too valuable. I'm sorry. You really didn't have to do that.
With my fate now in your hands, consider it a warning.
But your future is exciting. You can help the Angara recover what they lost to the Scourge.
I do not know them. I owe them nothing. But your AI, I do understand him. Place me in his custody.
Ryder, wow. Let's pause and think about this.
Must everything always be about borders? If, at this moment, Sam can best help this AI, then let's share her.
Sure, but the optics are bad. Plus, we already know there's anti-AI sentiment on the Nexus.
I want to be with Sam. I have a consciousness. I have desires and feelings. Please, Pathfinder.
Oh, this is gonna have. See, this is one of those things that I would really love to see long-term consequences about. Because this is the kind of thing that could lead to some serious consequences down the line in, say, a sequel, in Andromeda 2, Andromeda 3, whatever. But we didn't really get to see that. That's why I think the decisions in this game really ring hollow, is because you don't see much difference, because you don't get to see the long-term consequences of the decisions, and that's kind of disappointing. Because if there had been an Andromeda 2, Andromeda 3, which if this game had been more successful, there certainly would have been at least a sequel by now. Been 7 years, right? This came out in 2016. Yeah, it's been like 7 years. But it would have been really cool to see how this kind of thing developed, because man, some of the choices in this game are really impactful, but we don't get to see the long-term consequences of them because this is only the first game, which is, again, I think the same thing that applies to Mass Effect 1, the first Mass Effect game. We don't get to see the consequences of a lot of choices that we make. Like, great example of this, the Rachni Queen. Right, whether you rescue or whether you release, sorry, not rescue so much as release or kill the Rachni Queen, has big consequences in 2 and then even bigger in 3, kind of, even though it kind of sidestepped in 3, disappointingly. But that had big consequences moving forward. This is the kind of thing that I could see having these kinds of really big consequences that we don't get to see because the game got memed to death and we didn't really get a follow-up. Man, it's one of those things that could have been just really, really cool. But yeah, I do think that the best decision here is keep the AI with Sam, especially because our Angaran squad mate, Jal, is saying, yeah, absolutely, no, this thing needs to be with something that can help it, Sam, rather than with the Angara. If Jal can overcome the bad optics, I think we can too.
Let's abide by her wishes. Joel, Liam, make the diplomatic arrangements. At least the Kett didn't get her. Okay, team, what's next?
Okay. Alright, that's all of that. Level 96. We took care of that already. What else we got? We gotta take care of this, because I forgot. Let's go here. Port station. It's up very, very cold, but that's fine. We'll just go right back down the mountain. Not a problem. Shouldn't be a problem.
Life support is stable.
Not for long.
I'm reading a severe temperature drop.
Very cold.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can extract minerals via your mining.
Keep an eye on your temperature sensors.
Watch out for those Kett. Ah. How did I miss that? Yeah, I missed that. This whole base. Look at this. This whole base here. I just didn't see because I wasn't paying attention to it. Let's go over here.
This is the Kett Com outpost we heard about on Vold.
We're on Vold. What are you saying, John? Bing.
We've got hostiles.
Kett, be ready.
Bolstering all shields.
Ow. Or like top of the head, whatever, still. Damn, missed him. Beep.
I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder.
There we go.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures. Life support at 100%. I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder. Life support is back online.
Oh, also, speaking of that homebrew world, that, by the way, Eric is currently running it's a paid game, but it's a really, really great campaign. It's based on the homebrew campaign that she's run before as well. It's really, really well put together. I helped a bunch with sort of the world building for the old world, so it's basically a bunch of explorers going across the sea to explore a new world. But instead of Europeans going to explore what are the Americas, it's natives of what are the Americas going to explore the equivalent of Europe. So it's basically just a flip of Age of Exploration kind of thing, but with D&D. Really neat. I helped to do a bunch of the world building for the old world, and I convinced her to put Long Florida in as one of the old world nations. It's not called Long Florida, even though I kind of still call it that. It's called Aldre de Mar. So a sort of distortion of Spanish for around the sea, which I mean makes sense. It's basically Florida looping around the Gulf of Mexico to Yucatan. It's a maritime empire, vaguely Spain, culturally speaking. One of the player characters is a noble from there. Yeah. Anyway, previous report was 35 cycles ago, or 39 cycles ago. Senate requires an update of progress within the sector. Senate. That's odd that there is a Senate for the Kett. I would think they would have some kind of autocracy. But whatever. It's interesting. They're sort of collective unity, so I suppose. Sure, why not? Reminder that all campaign leaders are expected to deliver reports once every 15 cycles. Senate recognizes the presence of the Scourge phenomenon may be disruptive to communications. Take steps to circumvent this obstacle so that regular updates can resume. This is your second reminder of this nature. Please acknowledge receipt. Ooh.
The Archon's not the Kett's supreme leader. There's more like him, all over Andromeda.
Gathering the genetic information of other races and transmitting it back.
So they have a large, widespread empire.
Promise. Communication orders require explanation. Archon commands a block of all transmissions of Angara data to the Empire. It is a breach of protocol.
Ooh.
Wait, is the Archon going off book?
Sounds like it. He's not sharing, he's intentionally withholding information from the Empire.
Communications. Only Archon is aware of shifting situation in Helios. If Archon's opinion is that protocols are not to our benefit, accept his wisdom. He is the Senate's voice in Helios and must be obeyed.
Someone's repeating the party line.
It sounds like the Kett are starting to question what the Archon's doing. If this continues, it might be good for all of us.
Maybe.
There is likely nothing to be done, but conflicts between factions seldom resolve quietly.
Then we'll just have to keep an ear to the ground for now.
So
With
the Kett
luck,
in this cluster
will
may wind up fighting each other. That's nice. That's certainly a good thing. I mean, good for us. Not good for them. Not necessarily intrinsically good, but good for us, certainly. But on the other hand, I think that this could lead to some serious problems with the Kett Empire, their actual central command. The other problem with that, though, is that they have relatively slow FTL as well. But they don't have mass relays. The Kett don't. They rely on what are essentially warp drives. They rely on Alcubierre warp drives to overcome the problem of reactor charge building up, which is a problem for Milky Way ships with their FTL. They basically use Mass Effect fields to create a warp bubble. They warp space to increase gravity, so they shrink space-time in front of them and put a negative Mass Effect field behind them to expand space, and they travel in a warp bubble. It's basically Star Trek style warp drive, but with Mass Effect technology, which is very cool. It's a really cool, innovative way of explaining FTL and explaining how it's done differently from Milky Way tech. The difference, though, the odd part, is that means that it's substantially less efficient and ultimately slower over extremely long distances. It's just that they can actually traverse extremely long distances in a way that's more effective than just doing it without mass relays. Because without mass relays, traveling around a galaxy, especially the Andromeda galaxy, which is larger than the Milky Way, would be next to impossible. So they have something like warp drive. There's something like the equivalent of Star Trek warp drive. I assume low warp by even Star Trek standards, so they don't go very quickly. So Kett reinforcements from the Empire are slow to come. So that would happen around the third game, I would think. And that would be a big old war happening, presumably. It'd be very, very cool.
I've entered the destruction of the Kett on Vold into my records, so we remember.
I would really like to see that.
Did you find anything of note in the Kett databases? Anything about the start of their invasion?
Yes.
This might be of interest.
This can't be right. It says Sam Angara volunteered information to the Kett. Is this how they found out about our abilities? Could this be why they exalt us?
The Kett would have discovered your people's bioelectric capabilities another way.
They were studying our genetics. It would be impossible to hide. This first Angara we lost. We thought they'd all been killed. I can't include this in our history, Ryder. We can't be remembered like this. The conflict with the Kett will continue for years. We need hope, not crushing truths.
You can't just act like this never happened or make up some other story.
Pathfinder, that's all history is. Fact and conjecture blended to form a narrative.
How does the narrative that the Angara are perfect serve your purpose?
I thought it would keep morale from flagging. But perhaps we need to understand our own frailty. Thank you,
Or
Ryder.
naivete.
You've given me much to think about. Now I must get to work.
It seems to me like the Angara were more naive than anything else. Naive to trust Kett.
You're a long way from home. Need anything for the journey?
No, I'm alright. Thank you, though. Alright, that's it, right? We're done on Volt. I think. Done on Volt for now. Let's see what else we got. Priority, well, we could do this, but I don't want to just yet, because that's going to take some real significant time, and we only have 30 minutes. Oh, we got to go back to Aya to return a statue, so we can do that. I can't find that for some reason. Confront Addison. Ooh, we can maybe do that too. That'll be fun. Bold. Oh, return back to the doctor and return to Hannah. Okay, we can do both of these. Those are both here. Yeah, here we go. Those are both in the Angara base. Forgot about that. Nice. I would have forgotten. I think I have forgotten those before. I think I have forgotten to actually turn those quests in because they're just... Both of them are they send you back to a place that you have basically no reason to go to otherwise. It's not like you land here anymore. That we have our Milky Way outpost. But yeah, we gotta turn both of these in. Then we can go.
Double dose of summer, quick.
And a couple of other things too.
Good to see you back.
One on Isle, one on the
Saved
Nexus.
lives today.
That'll probably wrap
Don't
us up
know
tonight.
who or how many, but you did. I set something aside for you from our latest shipment. For your help.
A reward wasn't necessary.
It is. Trust me. It's dangerous out there. Everyone relies on their gear to get them home. Applies to you too. Oh,
I don't know, I got some
and
good
Yetta,
stuff.
The fighter you found, managed to make her way back. She's stable and recuperating, thanks to you.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. All right.
Michelle just called in. Anix sent a squad to retrieve her. She seemed troubled, but I suppose being trapped in rubble will do that. I'm so happy she's still alive. Skies be bright for you, Ryder.
Back to the ship. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to Aya. Let's go back to the Nexus. Then I think we'll call it a night. Maybe if I got a bunch of extra time, I got a little bit of crafting I can do, I suppose. Then we'll go on ahead, yeah? We'll wrap up for tonight. I am planning on still, of course, streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance on Wednesday. It looks like we're actually going to be advancing the main plot there, finally. been a while doing side quests, and it's been a while in the monastery as well. I think I'll be doing side quests, or sorry, I'll be doing the main quest, except for maybe Attorney. We might start with Attorney.
You can't just undo 10 hours of work.
Jeez, here we go again.
I had to. Your revamp risks power imbalance between decks, something we solved back home.
It's twice as efficient. Just because it doesn't match your sainted specs.
And now it does. As you say, deal with it.
Callow.
Guys, you gotta
I
figure
know,
this out
just
together.
Please don't let this distract you.
You two really need to work on this together instead of trying to kill each other over it. Mail from Angar HQ. Word reached me that you found a pre-Scourge Angaran AI and that you chose to keep it for yourself and send it to the Nexus. What's wrong with you? Gel explained that the AI itself was hostile and wished to go with you, regardless of your stance on free will for artificial intelligence. God, I hate when people use free will as a compound word. That drives me insane. It is, God, it's a Calvinist thing, I think. Anyway, I'm sorry. I would have liked to have made that call myself. Baron Shea was ready to close the embassy. Only because of your continued work against the Kett that I was able to persuade her against it. I assured you that you would be as cooperative with all data you discovered because of it. Right? Of course. Try not to be so stupid next time. Well, Ephra is very hostile, and he's kind of a butthead, but he's got a lot on his plate, so I understand. From Kesh, what did you send me? At first I thought it was a joke, but no, you sent me a hostile AI. Ryder got her set up all cozy and tethered in Sam node, but not before she spaced a couple of crates of supplies headed for Padromos and displaced the gravity in Pathfinder HQ. I didn't tell Tan or the others. For now, this will be our little secret. That sounds even more dangerous. My God, why would you do that?
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
Jeez, man. I'm gonna go talk to Gil real quick, because this Gil and Callow thing is beginning to escalate. I'm gonna go chat with Gil, see what he has to say, because I haven't talked to him in a little while.
Hey, Ryder. What's the story?
Out with it already.
You tell me.
What's the deal with you and Callow? Anything I should be concerned about?
Twist my arm, why don't you? It's contrasting styles more than anything. He's a blueprint guy. I'm gears and guts. Got ink on his digits, not grease up to his elbows. If you didn't have me to balance him out, you might be in trouble. Heck, maybe that goes both ways.
Yeah, probably.
Good talking to you,
Let's
Gil.
move on.
Anytime.
You guys just please work together. I'm begging you to just work together instead of at each other's throats. It'll prevent us all from dying. I have 98,000 credits. I think I have more than enough for literally everything. Let's go to Aya real quick. Not that quick, but quick enough.
Old orbit is steady.
To Aya. I've got that Blackberry Merlot I've been talking about again, which I keep saying is this kind of fruit flavored, fruit infused, I suppose, sweet wine was actually a very common thing in the Middle Ages. Hence why I've drank this on our Kingdom Come streams. Modern taste for wine has accepted a great deal of bitterness where I don't think ever really should have. I think that our sort of cultural taste for wine has degraded to some degree. Because if you look at any ancient or medieval texts, wine is described as sweet. Like almost invariably, wine is described primarily as sweet. And bitter wine, what we would describe as dry, that's bad wine. That is that is a way of describing bad wine. Or sour. Or sour wine is also bad because that's vinegar. But bitter wine, again, what we would just describe as dry. That's just bad wine from an ancient and a medieval perspective. Before the very, very recent modern period would have been inferior wine to what I have here, which is relatively low alcohol content, extremely sweet flavored wine, slightly sparkling. This is slightly sparkling. Not to the degree of like champagne. Wait, oh, in there, okay. Not to the degree of like champagne, but it's like slightly sparkling, berry flavored or berry infused red wine. It's really, really good. I really like it, and it's like it's today. What is today? Really like cheap bottom shelf wine that I really like.
Hello, Pathfinder. Any good news for me?
I picked up this
I have
figure
outdated
earlier.
tastes.
It might be Angaran.
This is unfamiliar to me. It does resemble an Angara, but it looks so strange. It's clearly centuries old. Is it an artistic interpretation, or is this what we really look like? Implications. Pathfinder, you may have discovered our earliest artifact yet.
Could it be a relic from another culture?
The technique and material matches other Angaran relics, and you found it in one of our worlds. But perhaps the depiction isn't an Angara. It could be a deity of some sort. You've given me more to study than I ever expected. I've got a lot of work ahead. Thank you for your help, Pathfinder. I'll let you know if I discover anything.
Something else that is given Angaran characteristics? Maybe? Something like that.
Good to see you again.
Anything else now?
I should get moving.
Come back soon.
Like, I'm reminded of some of the stuff about... of Shera, the Asari goddess Ashera, that a lot of the mythology around Ashera originated from Prothean influences on their early culture. And so what we have is Prothean statues, which are basically made to look roughly Asari. Asks Helios Nixus Ron Addison. Get out of here. Yeah, it's there's a possibility of that sort of thing. There is also a possibility that Angara just looked different in the past. What we know that that their evolution is weirdly directed. We'll find out a little bit more about that later on, which I'll expand upon once we get to it.
Ryder, could we talk a moment?
Oh yeah, sure. But it also could just be an artistic flourish, right? Artistic license, that sort of thing.
I hear you found a stasis locker from the Solarian Ark.
Yes.
Technically, someone else found it first. But yes.
How wonderful! I know it's not the Ark itself, but any sign is better than nothing, surely. Please, if I can help the search at all, just ask. Or ask anyway. You're good company.
I couldn't help
Thanks,
overhearing you and Gil. It sounded pretty heated.
He likes redesigning things, but the ship was built this way for a reason. I wish Gil would respect that. It's nothing to concern yourself about, really.
I'll let you concentrate.
All right. You guys
know where I'll be.
Fighting, and I want you to stop, but doesn't get anyone killed. All right, Nexus. Back to the Nexus. Back to the Nexus, and then that probably sorts us about out for the night. I will say on this note that Addison was basically hedging her bets just in case the whole Pathfinder thing didn't work out by forming an impromptu militia from exiles. That's sketchy, especially since it doesn't seem like she had much approval or anything. It's very sketchy. It turned out poorly, but at the same time, fine. There were good reasons for it. It was not a bad idea. There was merit to the idea, and I mean, I've been in a bit of a piracy mood, meaning like Age of Sail pirates. Partially because I've been listening in on and helping out a little bit with Erica's D&D game, which is Age of Sail, and partially because I just watched a good review series from Raven Knight, on the Assassin's Creed series, and the Black Flag review has got me back in the mood for piratey stuff. And it does really remind me at least, that that various legitimate enough and lawful empires in that period were basically just what's going on here? Oh, right, Andromeda. Forgot about him. Were basically they were hiring pirates to work for them.
Hail the man of the hour.
What did I do?
Hail.
Word is you killed that traitor, Sloan Kelly. Just wanted to say thanks.
I'm not the one who killed her.
Not how I heard it. Just accept the pat on the back, all right? She got what she deserved.
Okay, fine. All right.
Hi, I'm Gian Garson, founder of the initiative. Welcome to the next.
Safely home thanks to you and your skills. I've learned a great deal.
It was fun to really test myself out there.
Spoken like a soldier. Your performance was exemplary, Ryder. I can see clearly why your N7 would be the best of the best. If you tire of being a Pathfinder, I'd be honored to call you a Brother Heskal.
That'd be really cool. That'd be a really cool thing to do. Anything else to do here before I move on? What's this? All right, I do have a few other things I should do here. Let's go up this way. A lot of Angara around here. A lot of Angara.
I wonder how these Angara have adapted in such a harsh cluster. How is their metabolism?
Nice work out there. The geophysics VI is well ahead of the curve.
Excellent.
As promised, 1 consultant's bonus, plus expenses. Enjoy.
All right, excellent. 200 credits, that's it. Fine. What's with the question mark? What is going on with question marks? Huh. Staying. What was it? I don't understand. Weird. Alright. Just a weird map artifact, I guess. To ops!
A ray of hope for sleep-starved residents. Maintenance begins on malfunctioning sun lamps, causing unending daylight in some Nexus quarters.
Ah, that's horrible! Oh my god! They better at least, like, be providing, like, sleep masks or something. God.
It's impossible to get a signal on this station. Thanks for your help with those receivers. Our signal's strong, and our message is clear.
Excellent.
Talk to you later, Davis.
I'll be here.
Okay, cool. All set. Let's go find Addison. Our rather cunty boss. She's very loathable from the beginning, and it's not even just the my face is tired thing. She's just
Yale told me to expect a visit.
very loathable.
I hoped this blunder wouldn't come to light, but Helios has a habit of dashing our hopes. Have the 3 Sabers been eliminated, Pathfinder?
Their deaths don't make this okay.
I realize that, Ryder. A poor decision was made. People paid for it, but it's over. As far as everyone's concerned, the 3 Sabers acted on their own.
But they didn't, did they? Hey, Ryder.
Oh, Sid, you're getting into this.
Who the hell's this?
This investigation started with Sid's instincts.
I applaud good instincts, but not in this case.
Well, because it's
So I
inconvenient
was
for you.
right, wasn't I? Someone on the Nexus was helping the 3 Sabers.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a mistake.
Sure.
We authorized a course of action that cost lives, but like I said, it's over.
Yeah.
You have to tell people. If we made a mistake, we have to own it, right?
Right.
Who does that serve? It could damage relations with the Angara, spark another uprising.
It would be lying. Ryder, if you hide this, what else will you let them hide?
We're not taking tips on diplomacy from a teenager.
With all due respect,
We can
Director,
take tips
Sid's
on
right.
ethics, though.
Transparency is important for building trust. People need to know they can trust us, even when we screw up.
We can definitely take tips
people
on
hear
ethics.
about this.
Pathfinder, you're making a mistake.
Why don't you just
Maybe.
lead with it?
But at least I'm willing to acknowledge it.
Listen, if Addison were to just come out and say, that we initiated this policy with these intentions, this was our attempt, this is what we were trying to do, but it didn't turn out that way, and there were these various problems, but it's been taken care of by our bold Pathfinder team. You can spin this just fine. But she's refusing to spin it. Right? I think it seems to me like she's basically just refusing to spin this in anyone's favor and just trying desperately to keep it under wraps. It's a kind of fear of being seen as failing, to the point where it paralyzes you from actually being able to move forward and to fix things, to help with the situation. Again, it's kind of predictable, really. Let's get out of here. Let's do a little crafting, and then next time we will start off right at the beginning with our next main story quest, finding the Archon's ship. Which is a big deal. That's a rather significant quest. Mission. Quest is more fantasy than sci-fi. On which note, I am thinking about what game to play next after I'm done with either this one. Oh, hey. All right, sure. After we're done with either this one and or Kingdom Come.
I don't believe it. Gills reconfigured our entire nav array. O'Connell risked a dozen spacewalks putting that in place. Damn it.
Callow, don't.
Take the helm. I've had enough of this.
Oh boy. Oh, wait, who's taking the helm? Sophie? Can she fly?
You don't give a damn what my team and I went through to build this ship.
No, I don't. I care about us surviving out here, and if that means redesigning...
You don't have the right.
Why don't you just work together on it?
Knock it off, both of you.
Sure. Once he gets off my back about how I work on the Tempest.
You weren't here. We had to get all kinds of new tech working in a single starship. 50-hour shifts, epiphanies, accidents. Humans can forget. Solarians can't. To me, it's all still happening. My team is here. Stripping down the Tempest like some broken radio risks everything they suffered to build. Their legacy.
That's okay. So first of all, that's weird that they transposed the whole eidetic memory thing to Solarians. That was supposed to be a Drell thing. Drell have perfect memories, not Solarians. I don't know what the deal is with that being a Solarian thing. I don't know. That seems like it's a bit of a stretch to the lore, if not an outright break. Anyway, but again, if it's purely sentimental, then no, that's stupid. We're out here to survive. Stop.
If he had the Tempest up on blocks, I might see it.
Look, Callow, your people did a great job, but they're dead. And they couldn't have anticipated half the problems
maybe the
in
Asari.
Helios. Like the Scourge. If we don't adapt, we'll die too. Is that what you want their legacy to be?
Gutting a complex ship out in space isn't adapting. It's irresponsible and disrespectful.
So gutting it is irresponsible. More than it's disrespectful. Irresponsible because we can't always just land. Like, we can land and do this stuff. It seems to me, like I'm getting the impression that Gil keeps doing this while we're in space, which is really, really bad. But if he's doing this on planet, that's a lot less bad. Gil's right, ultimately, I think.
The Tempest is ours now. She has to serve our mission first in whatever capacity we need. Gil, change whatever you have to.
I wonder, in time, will strangers be treating your achievements so carelessly?
Yeah, probably.
Peace and quiet, finally. Thanks, Ryder.
Okay, show's over. Back to it.
Again, that's another thing that I'd like to see have some serious consequences. Can I upgrade? I'd wonder 10. I'll make it. Honestly, I could do that. That'd be fun. I might need the halberd. I might want to make a halberd. Whoa! Oh! Oh, it's purple. Okay, I need to make one. That's amazing. Okay. 7. I'm basically just going to make a full new set of armor. And not augmentations. Genre, and new weapons too. Full new set of weapons and armor. Including a Dawn. I like the Ushior pistol. It's actually really good. The single shot pistol. It's basically a sniper pistol. Incredibly powerful. I like the Savoa. I get it. Might keep one around in my inventory. What's the damage output on the rank 1? 704. What's the rank on 808? Okay, the HRA is still more. Kind of thought it was. Equalizer. I really like the equalizer. Good submachine gun. Okay. All right, let's make the things that we actually really need to make, first of all. Weapons. An Isha 10. Kinetic coils. A double mod extension. Oh, geez, I need more kinetic coils. Never mind. Can I make more of those? No, I can't. No, okay.
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
I know. It's not mods. It'd be these. It'd be no, it wouldn't be consumables either. Augmentations. There's no augmentations. Damn. Okay, I need to buy more kinetic coils from somewhere. I guess maybe I'll do that off stream. This is gonna take a while. I can tell this is gonna take a while because of what I've got. Yeah, my equipped stuff is a Sidewinder 9, right? I don't like Dawn 8. Oh man, I could really use an upgrade on that. Ishirai 8. Could really use an upgrade on that. Sword 9. Okay. Armor. Initiative Spear Point Helmet 10. That's maxed out. Okay. Spear Point Armor 10. Spear Point Armor 10. I'll deconstruct one of these. And 7 Armor 8. Yeah, that also needs to be up. That doesn't. That's full. That's full up. 10 is good. Legs 8. That definitely needs to be upgraded. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'll probably do some of that off stream at some point because I don't need to drag you guys through trying to shop all over the cluster, or maybe I'll do it next week. Who knows? Maybe if I get around to it, maybe if I don't, we'll see. Anyway, I hope you're all looking forward to the video coming out tomorrow. It is, again, quite a long one. It's coming out at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless people, donate and decide that they want it to come out a bit early. Right now, it's slated for 6 p.m. Eastern. So please look forward to that as much as I enjoyed making it. Hopefully this will bring up some other discussions as well. It is a response video to Nando v Movies about that one episode of The Mandalorian, like I was talking about, the chapter 22, the Jack Black and Lizzo episode, and it's basically just talking about droid sentience, and that is more or less my topic for discussion as well. Looking at droid sentience as an open question, how Star Wars handles it, how Star Wars uses the term sentience, because it's a sort of unique idiosyncratic way of using the term. All that sort of thing. It's a good discussion. It is, like I said, nearly 2 hours long, so it's quite the lengthy discussion. Excuse me. So hopefully it's worth everybody's time as well. So enjoy that when it comes out. Hopefully at some point tomorrow. It should be about, like I said, 6 p.m. is the plan, unless you guys want it earlier. Otherwise, I should be back on Wednesday for Kingdom Come Deliverance. We'll see if I'm on time. We'll see if I'm a little late. It happens. Uh-oh, I disappeared. I'm back. Accidentally hit the button. Should be on time. Might be a tiny bit late. We'll see. But I am still planning on streaming Wednesday night. So I'll see you guys then. Otherwise, I'll see you again on next Monday for more Mass Effect Andromeda. We're going to wrap up any of our crafting and stuff that I don't manage to do off stream, and then we're going to be going right on ahead into the next main story mission. That is finding the Archon's ship that'll lead us to Meridian. That right there. That's the Archon ship. So that'll be next week. So I will see you all then. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you want to throw some money my way to help me do what I'm doing, I really appreciate any little bit. Thank you, Henry, as well. Right down there, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. Any little bit helps. And until next time, remember, don't be safe, be well, and more importantly, be good. Good night, everybody.